2, 3, 4, 5. We are live. We are live. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, everybody. Great to see you. I hope I find you well. And at some point, I'll just pass it over the table because she's not trying to be subtle. There, take it.
Thank you. I'll set the fan, my neck fan. But
yeah, your biggest
I wasn't
fan.
trying to be subtle. I was trying to get stuff sorted, Jen. How
A
are you
huge
doing?
thank you to Ryan Tune for very kindly giving a £10 super chat earlier on. Thank you so much for your generosity. Gandalf will be very pleased as the biscuit of choice of the Monday Club will be purchased with the £10, and Gandalf.
And he might be able to get
yum
even
it
two
down.
of them.
Yes. So, Zantex says, blooming adverts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's how we keep the lights on, guys.
Yeah, and also we don't actually put them in. YouTube goes, oh, we would do.
And here's the worst part. If you say no to adverts, you don't get as many eyes on your videos.
Yeah, it's strange that. It's almost like it tries to punish you.
Yeah.
So, hello, we've got Tanith Veloquer, Jordan Hunter, JTG Werewolf, Flammer Chairman 1, Jennifer Horton, Michael Sarsfield, Ben Tullett, Stevie Film, Rick Morley, Roosters, Trains and Travels, DJ K, 666, Will Tucker, Wendigo Express, Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, Harry Sedgwick, Yaharik, Joshua W56, 3B Rail, Caroline Rogers, Awesome Bricks, Anthony Neil, Smallwood Junction, Patrick Ling, Michael Sarsfield, Dave Rowledge, Matt Lane, TT120, Malco Blues says, just had to pause your Gronk video, so I'm in now. Excellent. CRN Gage, hello to you. Paul Grant and Roosters, Trains and Travels, Valleys 56XX. It's great to see you all, and I hope that you are well. Of course, this last weekend was the greatest gathering, and
did it live up to its name? That is the question.
From what I've seen posted online, there's a lot of great stuff going on. I think somebody did work out beforehand. If you were to go for the day and see every single exhibit, you could only give 3 minutes for each exhibit, plus the time to go between them to be able to see them all. And that assumes that you were first through the gate and last to leave. So huge,
basically
huge
too
event.
big.
Well, no, I wouldn't say too big. I mean, it might be argued that a ticket for multiple days would be in order. I mean, that's not unlike the I Can't Believe It's Not Wally show, or even the Great Electric Train show. A lot of people say with those that really you only stand a chance of seeing everything if you come for 2 days. And I can well believe that, even when you're there at the show as an exhibitor or with a media ticket, it is really difficult to see everything. DJ K666 says, I saw a coach taking people to the greatest gathering in rugby on Saturday. Yeah, people came from all over. I'm sorry, Motorway 1, but we've already got moderators. But yeah, I just said, can I be a moderator?
No, you don't. Guys, there is an etiquette to this. You don't just come in and ask.
Yeah, I don't know. Why would people want to be a moderator? For it is a thankless task. Roosters, Trains and Travels says, greatest gathering was good, but there was so much to do in so little time. Ben Tullett says, managed to see most of the locomotives and to go inside the cabin footplate of some too.
Oh, that's
Stevie
nice.
Film says, Homie Mag Mike uploaded a video that showed the model exhibits being very quiet, too much to see. Yeah, and I think that you then find, I mean, it was a huge site. I think I read something like 90 acres, which is a huge area. So you think even just walking around, I've seen it said by quite a few people that they clocked up on their pedometers huge mileages for a human being on foot. I think 5 or 6 miles was not considered that much for some people, considering they didn't actually manage to see everything. RG Models 86 has just watched Tom Marshall's video of the event. Yeah. Now, we didn't go for complex reasons, mostly involving time. But yes, the cupboard monkey was incredibly ill.
I'm surprised I'm here today. That's how ill I was.
Yes, and I was playing nursemaid in part, having to go out for supplies and such like. But also on Saturday, I went up to visit DCC Concepts at Sattel. Had a day of, just trying to experiment with the new Hornby 08, getting the onboard Stay Alive to work. And we managed to do it with random ESU sound decoders, we figured out what it is you need to change. And they don't make it easy. Now, this is something which...
I don't like that when model things do
Yeah,
that.
it's like, oh, you've got to set CVs and do this. And it's like, why?
Oh, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, but it's like 4 different CVs had to be precisely set. And it's like, why not? Here's the thing. It detects there's a stay alive and just bloody uses it. Which is actually what AE and the DCC Concepts ones do. It's like, oh, I see you've got to stay alive. I'll use it unless you tell me otherwise. Which seems absolutely the best way. 57305 Northern Princess says, I'm planning on renaming one of my locos after Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh.
Nice. Warbler Production says, I did 30,000 steps at the event, missed about 20 of the exhibits due to not finding out how to get them. Hello to you, Andy, and Rubes Strange Travels says, you're not the only one, Mark Wilson. Oh, Waxter of the DeLorean, who, with the DeLorean, could have just kept going back to the beginning of the day and would have got round everything.
Yeah, when you've already been in. No.
Yeah, well, no, you don't go back to a time before you went. Although
yeah,
saying
but that's the joke.
But if you went back in time, then surely the people on the gate wouldn't remember you. That'd be like going back to 1955. In 1955, Biff, saying, oh, you're that butthead that I bully at school in the future. No, doesn't work like that.
My joke was that he was coming through after himself.
All right, well, there's like a... Maybe if they all walk in step.
There's just a queue of them.
But if they all walk in perfect step, they just look like the Flash going zoom, zoom, zoom. So evening to you, Andrew Bettis, Michael Sarsfield, to 156 Andrew Shortbread Express as Jenny. I do have sad news. Last Tuesday, my dad passed away. Oh. I am so sorry to hear. So sorry for your loss.
So sorry, man.
And I can only imagine how devastated you feel. Really, really sorry at this difficult time. Chris Eden Green says, evening, everybody. Apologies to those who expected me at the Greatest Gathering. I was double booked with the Tugs exhibition event at Pressingham. I hope those who ended up having fun. I think they did, actually. Now, we do have coming on at past, we're going to get Simon A.C. Martin in, who was at the Greatest Gathering. He is the treasurer for Clanline, which was one of the exhibits. So we're going to be talking to him about that, about how well the event went down. And also, Simon A.C. Martin is the guru of all things LNER. Now, I know we've often talked about... a guest that hopefully we got on next week, Graham Muspratt, is hopefully coming on next week. I need to last minute confirm that. We did kind of pencil it in some time ago. We always jokingly, although not really jokingly, because it is absolutely true, say that he is the guru of all things Southern. Well, to the same vein, Simon A.C. Martin is the guru of all things LNER. So if there's anything LNER related that you want to ask, always worth a try. Putting your question in the comments, as we always say, though the comments do move so quick.
However, before we go any further, I think it's time, Jen, to roll VT.
Oh, I completely forgot.
Welcome to the Monday Club, your online model rail club for all the news, gossip, layout tours and more, with your host, broadcaster and model maker, Jennifer Kirk.
The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey. So, welcome back, and I'm just looking around actually. Oh, it's stopped over there again. So I might have to change that. We've got, it's actually the Rapido Y7, which is always, I need to clean the track. Unfortunately, the track cleaning rubber is down with Minith Tatus Newith. So
Speech it up a little bit so you can get past.
Yeah, I already did once, but I'll give it some beans. So, anywho, 57305 Northern Princess says, I'm the guru of all things Metropolitan Railway and Doctor Who. Well, mainly the classic series. Well, actually, you're a bit of a guru on Doctor Who, the classic series, but I think I may have impressed Rapido, or at least it's like, oh no, not another one.
No, another
when
one!
I knew all about details from The Invasion, which was Patrick Troughton's serial. And I actually
what was it that they made a thing of Associated Book Crack?
No, International Electromatic or something, was it?
I think Associated Book Crack was the better one.
No, that's your personal company. Anthony Neal says, who's seen the new Terriers in TT120 at the weekend? Look good from photos. So, yeah, really looking forward to that. I think the TT120 Terriers are definitely going to be something special when they arrive, and yes, we will try and do a review on those. I think they're probably alongside the Gronks. They're the TT120 locomotive that I've actually been really looking forward to. Mike Langford says, "How's it, Mike here up in Cusco, Peru? Wow! Hello to you."
Fantastic.
Yeah, what's the weather like with you? It's very wet and windy here. But Jordan Hunter says, getting a good smell of fumes for the 37 from the wind direction as it's waiting to go into the siding. I don't think Park Burton diesel fumes are necessarily the greatest. I don't actually like the smell of diesel fumes. I think they're quite sickly. What I do like is the smell from a steam locomotive.
Oh, not just the smell. DJK 666 and I were on the same locomotive when we're down at the Bluebell.
Oh, right, yes.
And the smell, it sets you in the right mood.
But
when we were
wonderful.
sat there having a chat, and they started to go, woof, woof.
Yeah.
Like it was starting to go. I was like, I looked at it and went, now that's the sound of power.
Yeah. Mark Wilson, waxer of the DeLorean, taking time out from going back in time. Says, hi from Iceland. I'm in the freezer aisle.
Cool.
Yes, very cool.
There is one thing that we need to discuss. I do get it. There is one thing we need to discuss. The criminal who was at the Greatest Gathering.
Oh yes, you may have seen being posted around on the internet, a screen grab from CCTV. Kerno Model Centre got hit by a thief at the Greatest Gathering who helped themselves to an N-gauge model. And they have verified, this is the thief. People go, oh, protect the rights of the criminals, you can't show the picture. Rubbish.
You can absolutely show the picture of someone who is who the police want to speak to in conjunction with a crime.
But anyway, Kerno Model Centre have shared this far and wide, so let's make sure we can get this crim caught and prosecuted, because they really should have no place in our hobby.
There is no place in this hobby for thieves.
No, absolutely not. And they've reported the matter to BTP, because it happened on railway property. And I'm really hopeful, actually, that the British Transport Police will actually do a proper job. I mean, this event was ticket only, so I mean, they can whittle it down to like about 15,000 people, but if they're able to cross-reference that picture with CCTV, perhaps, of people coming into the event, to be able to identify them and subsequently identify which ticket they were on, then it's only a matter of time before the criminal.
It's a really silly idea to go to these events
to task. So
just to nick stuff, because you're gonna be seen.
Yeah. Daniel Krassman says, working and lurking in Vancouver. Been a while.
Cool.
Hello to you. Great to see you. And James Pett says, I disapprove of thieves. I think all right-minded people.
Yeah, and some left-minded people too.
Yeah. Mike Langford says, sunny here in Cusco. Nippy nights though. Ooh.
I'll bet.
Oh, yes. I don't know if he's in yet, but John JMC, our guru of sound, was there with the 5-inch gauge railway at the Greatest Gathering. I was a little bit jealous, actually, because there was no pesky passengers. They were just playing trains with, like, proper wagons and stuff. And if anybody saw our video from is it the Gillings...
I think it's something Gillingham or something like that.
Gillingham or Gillingsea, something like that. The big full-size railway, no pesky passengers to be bothered
just a
by.
lot of train lovers loving trains.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like
it's in your intro.
It is,
and
yeah.
You have such a grin on your face.
Yeah, but I think John JMC, the guru of sound, I mean, like, you fell on your feet there. And Mike Langford says, groovy E-time.
Okay,
yeah, baby.
We have a guest coming up, don't we?
Oh, yes, sorry. I nearly forgot. So we've got Simon A.C. Martin. We're going to try and get him up on the old bat phone.
We have made sure that it is Simon A.C. Martin and not
Simon D.C. Martin.
And not his alternate universe evil twin, Martin D.C. Simon. We have made sure...
Martin D.C. Simon. So,
I apologise to Simon for taking the piss.
So we're just going to bring Simon on up into the Batcave via Facebook video. So we're just, whilst they're getting connected, hopefully that'll come in. Oh, Tom Marshall, Buckle Skelly Station. Great to see you in. And we're just going to, I think we've got Simon A.C. Martin.
Here we go.
Hello.
Hello to you, good sir.
Twin?
Sorry?
Or is it the evil twin?
Oh, right. What? Martin D.C. Simon.
Sorry, I had to make a joke.
So always...
No, it's...
I mean, you must have heard that one all the time.
Yeah, I was listening in.
Yeah, so always immaculately dressed, I have to say. You're the James Bond that we deserved but never got. Actually, you're more the same.
I'm a bit fat for it now, to be fair.
Oh, no. But,
I pull that down a little bit, you'll see it's a clan line tie.
Oh, most excellent, my good friend. And, of course, you were at the Greatest Gathering over the weekend. And I noticed there was a lot of big names there, but you were there. Were you kind of tethered to Clanline, or did you get to roam a fair amount?
So not quite tethered. I did roam a little bit because we were doing a soft launch of our new 00 scale model of our support, which we had leaflets and posters on Clanline and the support coach to advertise it. Hopefully the pre-order link will be going live this week, and yeah, very exciting times. Backman Europe are producing it for us. My colleagues based now at me in Millwood and the merchandise membership team have been doing an amazing job liaising with them in the background. And Mr. James Cummings, our wonderful communication chap. We managed to get Pete Waterman over to soft launch it on the loco.
Yes, I saw that. Lawrence Robbins. Have we, for some reason, it's all right. We're back up and running. I think so. We put the wrong screen up, so we had the blue screen of death for a bit of a for the adrenaline spritz. You know, like ooh.
Possibly improve the view.
No, you are unkind on yourself. Unkind, sir. But Clanline looked fabulous. I've seen a lot of people saying that they buffed her up really well. And so what actually is the support coach? I didn't get a close look at the model. I'm not familiar with it. So is it a Mark 1, Mark 2? What actually is it?
Mark 2A, with some modifications now.
Mm-hmm.
doing some internal things. We had to fit the toilet retention tanks in the last year or so. So the framework and some of the bits underneath the coach is slightly different to what will be on the Bachmann model, because it is just too costly to tool these little things up. These are things we can make by if you're confident enough, and if anyone needs help with that, you know I'm about it.
Absolutely, yes. And I obviously a very, very fine modeler. And I don't know whether you caught my introduction for you, the guru of all things LNER. And
yes, well, I try.
I think that's quite true. I mean, you've written books on Gresley and Thompson. So are there any other engineers from the LNER sphere of influence that you have plans to write books on?
Well, yes, but I'm writing on him in a Southern Rail capacity, because my next book is on Oliver Bulliard, who, as you know, was the assistant to Sir Nigel Gresley for a near 20-year period.
So will this be covering his full life and times, including the time at the Southern? Gosh,
yeah, it'll come up from when he was working alongside Gresley at the Great Northern Railway. Gresley actually hired him to work for Great Britain, and then it all the way through the war years. First World War years, I should say, through to the 1920s and 1930s, and then when he joins the Southern Railway, which appears, from my research, to have been at the behest of Gresley, and not what we thought was true previously. But the Southern Coach of it very much looks like, from my research, that Gresley actually suggested Bulliard to the Southern Railway to succeed Maunsell. So we'll see. Maunsell or Mansell? I never know.
I never know as well. I call him Mansell, but then I don't think anybody seems to be quite 100% on that. But Zoe, can we get the chat up so I can actually see if people are asking questions? Oh, right. So let's just have a look, see if there's yeah, James Petts says Simon A.C. Martin, the guru of railway biographers.
Oh, that's right.
And DJK666 says, nice to see Bachmann doing more Mark IIAs. We need some TSOs. And is it quite? I presume the limited edition runners of this sort of the 500 or so that the Bachmann limited runs usually are. Is that?
So I got to be careful, because obviously we have some corporate stuff that we take note of.
I understand.
It is a limited edition, and I think we are doing the standard 512. And there will be certain conditions in place, and you'll be able to purchase it from ourselves directly, and potentially also.
Sorry, the sound's just breaking up a bit.
I think I can do on our end.
I think it may be your end, Simon. We're just getting a bit of a break-up on the sound. It sounds like you might be clipping a bit and maxing out. I don't know whether you've got your sound right up.
Let's try that. Is that any better?
That is coming through better, yeah. I think that does sound a little bit better. It was just kind of maxing out and then compressing in weird ways.
No worries.
No worries.
Yeah, so it's between us and Bachmann, and that it will be available to members and non-members of Merchant Navy Locomotive Preservation Society. Don't have an RRP as yet. I'll leave that for our social media channels to announce. But we're very, very excited. It hopefully will be the most accurate support coach model that has been produced to date. It's certainly a very pretty one.
Because actually, I mean, the only other one that I can think of having been done is, I mean, a long time ago now, probably 20 years or more, the National Railway Museum did one of their Mark I's as an exclusive from Bachmann, and that's the only other one I can actually think of. I don't know if there has been others since.
I think so. I know the A1 Trust have done a version of Bachmann. But that's all the more reason to have a go now with the MNLPS. The Cape is a beautiful Mark II, painted in Pullman livery. We actually physically couldn't model plan line without Mercator in the last 37 years, I think, in that livery as well. So, you know, if you want to model her 1985 onwards, has to have that livery, has to be a Mark II. and it has to be coupled directly behind her.
Yeah, and it's an excuse actually for a lot of people to say, "Oh, I haven't got the room to run a really long train." Actually, we've had shared with us a lot of videos of steam locomotives running with just their support coach at speed on the main line. So it's a really great opportunity, even on a very modern themed layout, to have quite a short but interesting and different train, having a preserved loco with its support coach hustling between preserved railways. And for those people who are not familiar with support coaches, what actually is their purpose, and what do you tend to find inside them?
Well, I'm not sure I'm the best person to ask, but I'll give it a go. So the support coach basically houses the team that works on Clan Line when we travel. It has an array of tools, some quite heavy ones actually, because we have a lot of very heavy equipment on, particularly in relation to, for example, the free cylinder, etc. valve here. It also contains 4 compartments that allow us to actually treat everyone who is on that particular crew. Bear in mind, you've got to be able to take along enough people that can oil around, check the loco, rake forward the pole where possible. You've got to have enough space for the different people who are involved, such as the RO, the responsible officer, who will actually conduct the proceedings in regards to the locomotive and the support crew on any one trip.
Excellent. And turning to, we talked about you being the guru of the LNER. What is it about the LNER that's attracted you more so than the other 3 of the big 4? What's your connection to that particular company?
So it's all my grandfather and my father's fault, really, because the first locomotive that I saw physically as a child, 85, a very specific locomotive called Flying Scotsman, which I saw at the Llangollen Railway in Wales.
Right.
That very first time, though, was connected up to Poor Valley, a Bulliard Pacific. So maybe it was always on the cards that I was going to end up going as my engineer Chris Elliott told me, from the wrong railway to the right railway event.
Excellent. And going back to the Greatest Gathering, what was your favourite exhibit other than Clan Line?
Well, Clan Line, obviously, because we had the golden arrows on and she looked fantastic. But if I was going to pick out another one, oh god, can we do it Steam and then Diesel?
Yeah.
I have a favourite Diesel I need to talk about. I think seeing Gresley, Sir Nigel Gresley, and Blue Peter lined up together, as much as the historian in me goes, no, the blue is not right for Blue Peter, actually, because it never carried that in service. God, it looked good. It looked really good. The finish on that loco was absolutely sublime. So I'd throw Blue Peter in as probably my favourite of the other Steam exhibits on the day. But honourable mentions to Prince and Tranquil, who looked fantastic, rolling, shunting back and forth. And of course, we had Locomotion number 1 in one of the sheds alongside the new build standard 3MT tank, which looked absolutely fantastic.
Is that the one that they've been building? I think it was at this Severn Valley Railway. Yes. I saw that before the boiler went on, and actually a very interesting project, and also very interesting to be able to take a peek at the engineering that goes into doing something like that. I think a lot of people forget that that's a lot of effort to be doing that in the absence of the kind of very heavy engineering that a locomotive works would have had to build these things.
Absolutely. Right, diesels. I've been dying to say this. So I thought my favourite was going to be the Delta Collier display in the all-over green, but actually my favourite diesel on the day was parked behind it, the new baby Deltic new build. Yeah, that's absolutely fabulous.
Yes, because they've been doing that. When they started doing that, I must admit, I thought, what, build a Class 23 out of a 37? How? Why? What? But actually, they have certainly managed to pull that off, and it's based around a surviving actual engine, and then they've used, I think it's class 20 bogies, and then they've
That's right.
cut and shut a 37 body shell around this, and actually it really does look quite amazing. And of course the class 23s themselves not very successful, none survive, and I think this is the first time that somebody's recreated a completely extinct diesel class. I mean, we've seen steam locomotives be recreated. I mean, Beachy Head, when we were down at the Bluebell Railway, it's very easy to actually forget that that's a brand new locomotive.
It's 2 years old, isn't it?
But definitely, and as far as I know, it's the first time an extinct diesel loco has been recreated.
I think there is one other, which is a narrow gauge one, and the name escapes me, but it's on the Festiniog Railway, I think, or the Welsh Highland and Festiniog Railway bit, which was a Stuart diesel off the top of my head, and I think that is entering service, because obviously Baby Delta is not quite finished yet, and they're very clever. They don't give a date on when they're actually going to, but you look at it and you think, oh,
It's
that
close.
is going to look when it's running.
Yeah,
Yes, it must.
And it'd be very interesting to not just see it, but hear it when it runs. Because I'm guessing it sounds similar to a Deltic, but there will be very distinct differences.
Well, it's one engine short. I think it is the same Napier power unit off the top of my head, where you have the Deltic have two, and then the Baby Deltic has one, it being the smaller loco. So you would assume the sound is similar, but maybe not as orchestral, perhaps?
I'm from memory, I believe it's got less cylinders. It's kind of a shorter engine.
Okay.
So,
Shorter one is okay.
I mean, I'm really dredging the recesses of my memory here. I seem to recall that the Class 55 Deltic is something like a 24 cylinder, whereas the Baby
Why do we
Deltic...
never Google this?
Because we didn't think to. But I think the Class 23 is a smaller 16 cylinder one.
I think correct. I think you're right.
And
power unit used was a Napier Deltic T9 9-cylinder engine.
Nine cylinder, right? Which would, because I'm never quite sure how to work it out, because they're not cylinders in the conventional sense. They're sort of, because the pistons oppose each other, and there's like three in each triangle, with three crankshafts. Can I just we've had a correction come in. Warbler Productions says,
Is it about the Kerr Stewart diesel?
It is, yes. The Kerr Stewart is not a new build. It's a restoration of the very first diesel locomotive, which went to Mauritius before running home.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Thank you for the correction. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I wasn't familiar with any other new build diesels, but I mean, it's an interesting area because there were things like the.
I think there's only the 10,000, isn't it? The Ivet one.
Yes, you're absolutely right, and they're using a Class 58 as the donor for a lot of components on that, which would be quite, again, another interesting one.
But they have original bogies, which I think is really crucial to the look of the thing.
Yeah.
In particular.
So
I don't know if they're original engines, but I'm sure that there must be a plan. They have something in place.
So how? I don't suppose you know, how did the bogies actually survive? Because that would be a very rare survivor.
I don't know. I think off the top of my head, they brought them in from abroad, possibly Holland, maybe.
So
I can't remember off the top of my head.
So
Sorry.
presumably the same design, but being used on an alternative locomotive, a bit like the engines that they've used for spare parts for the Class 28 Metrovic. I think
Yes.
Irish.
Similar deal. Yes.
And again, they were a different number of cylinders, but because of the way they're built, each cylinder head for each cylinder is actually a separate component, so you can mix and match between the engines. But I mean, there's other ones that got away, things like the Class 22 Baby warship that was technically saved, but accidentally got cut up before the people who bought it, between them paying for it and collecting it, somebody made a mistake, which apparently was quite embarrassing. But
That's heartbreaking.
But on the flip side of that, they were given a Class 42 at no extra cost as recompense for BR's mistake. So you would think, well, we wouldn't have that Class 42 if we had the Class
And a warship
22.
is a lovely loco, isn't it?
The what, sorry?
The warship, the 42, is a lovely loco.
It is. It's a very German-looking beast, based on, I think it's the V200s from
I think
Germany.
you're right, Jen. Yes.
But really interesting piece of kit. Whose only downfall really was the fact that BR went cold on the idea of hydraulic transmissions, which actually a lot of industrial locomotives have used quite happily even to this day. So it just seems a strange decision to dispose of all of this brand new, a very expensive equipment almost on a whim.
This is something that's come up in my PhD I'm writing on high-speed rail, is that unlike a lot of other countries, we do seem to be quite good at, we're going to put a plan in place, we're going to decide we're going to have lots of prototypes, we're then going to scrap within a decade or a decade and a half locomotives that are barely run in, even if they have obvious problems that could be fixed. And we seem to do that decade after decade after decade. And it becomes more obvious when you think about all of the diesel locomotives that are not running today, some of which are now being brought back into service, like, for example, the Class 56 being reborn as Class 69, or Class 60s that are potentially getting re-engined or have been re-engined and are now running up and down the network again. It's quite an extraordinary thing that we as a country have made that specific mistake so many times.
I mean, but when you look to US railroads, actually re-engineering and rebuilding locomotives quite extensively midway through their lifespan is actually quite common. It just seems that in the UK, the winds of fate are fickle, and moods change. And we saw with the APT that they just kind of got cold feet and pulled the plug on it, when actually right at the point that they'd proven the technology. But there we are. So what else caught your eye at the Greatest Gathering? Did you get to see the 5-inch gauge model railway for one time?
I really wanted to, and I've seen lots of photographs online. I really wish I managed to get over there, but we were running around trying to sort things. For the model launch. I would say the thing that really caught my eye was just how many families and children were at the event, which really pleased me. So many happy people going around looking at all of the locomotives that were in steam, or even the diesels that were running and were honking the horns. I personally think there will be criticism of the event from lots of the usual quarters, for sure. From my point of view, looking at it from a heritage point of view, I can't think of an event that has done as much to sell the heritage railway industry as the Greatest Gathering has done. Sort of a gricery, sort of enthusiast point of view. And I think it was really splendid that we had so many different loco-owning groups and so many different representations of all the different parts of our wonderful country and our wonderful preserved railways.
Absolutely.
If I pick something out, Jen, in particular, it's the fact that you could go from one side of the site and see Tornado, Clan Line, British India Line, then Bahamas, Blue Peter, Snyder Gresley, Flying Scotsman, and Scots Guardsmen all lined up in steam, which was really lovely, really wonderful. And then you go to another bit of the site, and you've got Prince, which for me is one of the most beautiful narrow gauge locos that's ever been built, and Tranquil on the other end, and some lovely carriages in between.
I must admit, the Tranquil one is one I've seen it at Statfold Barn, and it's of particular interest to me because I've got quite into studying and learning a lot about Javanese sugarcane railways, and of course that's where she actually came from. So one of the sugar mills, which I've been doing a lot of delving into what survives of, is the sugar mill that she came from, and actually there's a good few sister locomotives still out there of the same type of loco. So, I mean, that would have been really nice to see. But also, I completely agree with you that Prince and also Palmerston, Princess, Welsh Pony, the design of those locomotives is very distinctive, but has a very a very Welsh narrow gauge charm to them. Now, I've had a few comments come in, and Joshua W56 says, anyone else aware of the new Class 22 that's planned? Or are we just ignoring this? I didn't know there was a new Class 22
I mean,
build.
there are lots of groups. There's certainly groups that say they're going to build.
There's what? Sorry, you broke up.
There's lots of groups that say they're going to build things.
Yes, but
I mean, you know, there's 2 P2s being built. We're told, after all. We'll see if that emerges. I think we need to be realistic about build projects. I think going forward.
I mean, although saying that, when they started work on Beachy Head at the Bluebell Railway, I must admit that to me it seemed like a very, very ambitious project, and yet they did see that all the way through, and it is such a beautiful, lovely locomotive. They have done amazingly well with that. So I think it's just simply a case of seeing what happens. But I know what you mean. There's so often lots of groups that have lofty ideas that may not necessarily come to fruition. I remember there was a group that had this lofty goal of rebuilding the railway line between Market Drayton and Newcastle under Lyme, and that seems to have just sort of quietly fizzled away. So there's a lot of these schemes that have lofty ideals that never really quite happen.
But I mean, you need people who have those sort of dreams, who have that sort of drive, for sure. And I doubt that Clan Line would be here if we hadn't had a few of those kind of people involved from the beginning.
Oh, absolutely.
Anything else is the right people at the right time with the right knowledge, experience, and most of all, I'm more convinced with my the right attitude. And I'm very lucky. In the MNLPS, we've got that in space, 1 to 2 throughout the whole society. When you start looking at some of the different groups at the minute, everyone is struggling to get cash. Everyone's struggling to get work. The thing I would say, and this applies to me as well, Jen, and you know me, everyone needs to put egos to one side, and whatever you're supporting, whether it's, for example, in my case, Clan Line, or it's the railway, or it's whoever, right? You put ego to one side, and it's all about your end goal. But for us, it's steam on the main.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, when you look back at how many preservation projects have gone from very small beginnings, very humble beginnings, with a lot of people saying, "Oh, that'll never work. You're wasting your time," and actually, they've grown to today being the bastions of our heritage. You know, I can imagine when they tried to save the Bluebell Railway, people probably thought they were stupid. When people tried to save the Great Central, people must have thought like, "Oh, you're wasting your time," and yet they did succeed, and they've managed to save amazing chunks of our heritage. You know, there's stories of steam locomotives that were bought by the most unlikely of people who wanted to save a small part of our heritage. Unfrozen. No worries. But
unfortunately, I've actually only got 5 minutes left before I have to go do something else.
No worries. So,
are there any more questions that we want to cover quickly before I head off?
I'm just looking through, not seeing much. Here. Simon A.C. Martin, has anyone ever done a book on LNER's operations on the west side of the Pennines?
Oh, I'm sure someone has done. I would be thinking about maybe looking up, see if Peter Tuffley's done anything, or OS Not. I'm sure there must have been something in terms of like wagon literature and freight trains in particular, that will be covered in.
Because I know there's
stuff is quite good as well.
Because I know there's stuff which covers the Great Central coming through into Manchester. But the other thing that I can think of would be the Stainmore line across to, I think it went all the way to Workington, would be another big outpost of the LNER on this side of the Pennines. But look, I know you've got to get on. You said
sorry.
to me before. I mean, it goes so quick, doesn't it? But look, it's great to talk to you, and I'm so glad that you've had a great time at the greatest gathering, and we're really looking forward to seeing that support coach come through. So just a reminder to people, so that will be available direct from yourselves, but also did you say that Backman will be selling it?
Actually, I need to be careful because the social media feed has to give you an out.
They'll be saying,
right.
so what are you doing? We had a whole thing planned.
Absolutely. I will say, Jen, you will be getting mine on loan as soon as I've got the coat in my hand. I'm going to send it over to you, and you can do a review.
That would be brilliant. Really looking forward to taking a good close look at that. So, look, thank you so much for joining us. And so, everybody, this is Simon A.C. Martin. If you didn't already know, the guru of all things LNER, and also the most best dressed guru as well, I think, that we've had. I'm sure that the others won't mind. And I said that you were the James Bond that we never had, but actually you're more of the Saint because you drive a Volvo. So
that is true.
I'm going to call you the spiritual successor to Simon Templar, the Saint.
Oh, bless you, Jen. Thank you. Always lovely seeing you and hearing you both.
Excellent. Well, look, it's always a pleasure. Look, you take great care of yourself, and happy modelling, and catch you later.
Take care, Jen. Thanks very much.
You too. Take care. So that was Simon A.C. Martin. I know we had a little bit of interference on the line from Simon's end, I think it was. Unfortunately, there wasn't really much we could do about that. It was a shame, but I think we got all the salient points and details.
It's just one of those things that happens when you're trying to run
Windows gets involved.
Well, not even that. We're trying to run an entire TV show here from a home computer in a loft.
Yeah. Oh, John JMC, the guru of sound. I did see your name just quickly flash. Good God, it's like.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back in the.
Have we haven't had any super chats we need to say a personal thank you for? I don't think so. So we've had JL Railways. Welcome to the Jenny Kirk membership. So thank you so much. Nick at Bletchton High Level says hi from my hospital bed. 14-hour operation on Friday, recovering quickly. Oh, so I hope you're okay.
Please get well soon, man.
Absolutely. I like that. Nigel Cole says James Bond is he 009. 009. Oh, if only I'd have seen that before he left. But Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says I spy an ICI wagon. Is it an Accurascale one? Actually, that's the original Oxford Rail one.
The Accurascale ones are still to be photoed, so they don't.
Yes, we filmed a video, which will probably be going out this coming Friday.
Yep, I've got another one to edit, so.
And I do
nose to the grindstone, get you a sharp nose.
Absolutely. Plymouth North Road Station says good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm a bit late. So,
a Monday clubbers never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they've been due.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You're welcome.
Miller Watson says the LMS and LNER in Manchester by R.E. Rose from Ian Allen Publishing. The Stainmore and Eden Valley Railway by Peter Walton from OPC. That's 2 I have on LNER lines west of the Pennines. Oh, excellent. Anthony says, loved the 08 video Friday, Jenny. Nice model. Hashtag Gronk it up.
Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Gronk it up.
Hashtag not a cult for legal and tax purposes. Nick at Bletchton High Level says, thanks, guys. Tumor gone. So relieved.
Fantastic news, dude.
Absolutely. Look, just take care, and I'm sure that the good people at the hospital and the aftercare will keep an eye on you, but that must be such a relief. So do get well soon. JL Railway says, Jen, I've decided to take the plunge and buy an Accurascale 50 D423. So that is the in the as delivered version.
I thought you were going to say the as delivery there. I was like, Asda did a train livery?
No, they didn't. Well, I think they had containers and stuff. Joshua W56 says, on a score of 1 to 10, how great is the greatest gathering? From what I've seen, actually, I've not really seen.
Seems to be coming out at a solid 9.5 to 10.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Will this be a more regular event?
Not what can't be Waterman. I saw an interview with him. He said there'll be nothing like this again.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure. So this is basically 200th anniversary of. So this is about 1825. So is that the opening of the Stockton and Darlington Railway? Effectively, yes. Which is often cited as being like the genesis of railways as we know them now. Albeit that wagonways existed for probably a good 100 years or more previously, and kind of developed. The Blenkinsop locomotive was earlier, I believe, but I think that was the point at which railways that we would recognise kind of came to the fore. Right, Dave Scott Railway says, now back from Sweden, trying to catch up with videos. Welcome back. SHGP Media says, I'd give it a 9. And Patrick J. Furlong says, and Melody the cat says hello too. Meow, 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 meow. The Stockton and Darlington Railway, otherwise known as the S&DR, was the first passenger railway to use steam trains to transport passengers. The company operated across the northeast of England from 1825. So there
it's the start of the Stockton and Darlington.
Yeah, so it's passengers by rail. I know there are other railways which are technically older. Anthony Tanfield, famous for being the oldest. I think the Middleton Railway in Leeds also makes a claim to being the oldest. I think it depends on your point of view. So Dave Scott Railways, it says Rail 200, first steam-hauled railway from Shildon. Anniversary 27th of September 2025.
Which will correspond with the launch of the Stockton and Darlington.
I think we will see something similar again, not least on the 250th anniversary, no doubt.
Oh, if you can put a 0 into something, yeah, people do that.
I think that it may well have proven itself as being a viable entity that's as Simon was saying earlier on, seeing a lot of families there. This wasn't like your typical anorak wearing, thermos flask wielding, rucksack carrying people.
You know what? I've never seen a train spotter that fits that stereotype.
I have.
When we go to events, the average train fan that's at the events that we go to is an average looking dude who you would not look at twice on the street. They do not look like a stereotypical nerd. But what I'd like to say is this anniversary and the amount of people that went to it, the amount of families that went to it, and all of the fun times that they clearly had, shows what you can do when we as a country actually celebrate our heritage instead of putting it down. Constantly, when you see people that want to fly the flag, someone will call you racist.
Yeah.
You try and celebrate a local thing, they'll say, well, what about this atrocity? How about we actually take this as an example of what to do and celebrate our actual wins, our heritage, and our victories.
Oh, no, it is moving. Yeah, absolutely. Apparently Jennifer Horton says wrong. S&D passenger trains were horse-drawn until 1833. So there you go, 2033, 200th anniversary of that.
We get to party twice.
Yeah, we're going to party like it's 1833. JL Railway says, Jen, I did my first turn at the South Devon Railway weekend just gone, and I got to help shunt on a sports gronk. Ooh,
oh, very nice.
A Class 09 shunter, absolutely great. Yeah, if you'd have seen on Friday, we had our Class 08 video come out. And one of the things I wanted to do is, there's so many people like, oh, look at me, I've got the first gronk that's come out of the shop, and look, I've rushed a video out so I can be first.
If they want to do that,
not having a go, but I thought, actually, there's nothing new I can bring to the party on that front. So, actually, I did a comparison video and actually thought, right, people really want to know, how does this really compare? Not just to the older Bachmann tooling, but also to the Hornby tooling. So I did just that, and it seems to have gone down quite well. And it's interesting to note that whilst it's definitely a much more refined model than the Bachmann older tooling, the Hornby model is actually very, very credible. And the one thing that Hornby really did well that sticks out, and I think actually is a bit of a mistake from Bachmann, is that the Hornby model gets the side rods scale thickness.
Oh,
They
you
look
have,
right.
You have gone on so much about those rods.
But I'm not the only person.
No, you're not. You're
a lot
absolutely
of
not.
people have agreed with me on this, and I think it's a shame, especially when they've made a big thing on the Bachmann model about scale thickness for the whistle, to not do scale thickness for the rods,
Yes.
which is a real shame.
It does
And
seem
yes,
like a weird decision, doesn't it?
yeah, absolutely right. I'm going to change the angle.
Go for it.
Yeah, which is my hint for you to actually have a look and make sure all is working.
You want me to make things work?
Yes.
What is this? A professional show full of people who aren't fools?
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Dave Scott Railway says I ordered my new Monday Club
Oh,
badges
thank you.
yesterday.
I will be sending out the badges that came in while I was ill tomorrow, because I'm back into work now.
Yeah, and Anthony, yeah, I'd agree with you on that. Once you see the rod, you can't unsee it.
That is true, actually.
But
I
it's
did
no
start
d-
watching the video to work out which
And
one I
it's-
needed.
Can I just say, it's no different, really, to comparing the old Bachmann Gronk to the Hornby one.
Yeah.
And I keep glancing over here because I'm looking at all three. The three locomotives for the review are actually sat just there, one after the other. And the side rods on the new Bachmann 08 are pretty much the same thickness as the old 08. They've got more detail and more definition, but I do think that was a missed opportunity, and it would be nice to see perhaps on later runs them go to a more scale thickness, which Hornby have proven for a long time is perfectly viable. But it must be said, they are all very good models. So I will still be picking up examples of all three quite happily.
Good.
Yeah, Ivor Van Zon says, if you want to see a load of German steam locomotives, we have a big event in the Netherlands on the 6th and 7th of September.
Nice.
Excellent. And aha, somebody has summoned
New Junction.
New Junction. New Junction. Hashtag not a cult for legal and tax purposes. Good evening to you, sir. Great to see you. Hope you're well. Ian White, tower models are not at this time in the badge scheme, but as we always say, if a retailer wishes to become a part of the badge scheme, there's no charge, there's no fees, nothing like that. All they have to do is offer an in-person discount to Monday Club badge wearers, either at shows or in the shops. They get to set what is or isn't included, and they also get to set the rate. So, as we always say, drop us an email, and we are always happy to sign people into the scheme.
And one thing, if you are someone who works at a shop, we'd like to point out that there are no fees for this.
No,
we don't
make any money.
We don't make anything
other
from
than
this.
Selling the badge in the first place. We make nothing out.
There are no fees. The entire idea is to support people going to their local shops so that we don't lose these shops.
PN Train says, I've spent my monthly model railway budget on an Acura scale buck jumper, the Great Eastern Railway livery. It is a wonderful model, and I still stand by it. You know, I complained a little bit about the DCC side of it, but I must say it's still my favourite locomotive release of the year. PGTT 120 says, oh, nearly forgot it was Monday, Gandalf. There's an admission of lateness.
Forgot?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. A Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Going to the Dogs asks, evening Richard, this is Richard Watson, New Junction, says, when is the next Garden Railway video planned? I keep asking him this as well. I miss the Garden Railway videos.
Yeah, but your M's getting better.
New Junction, let us know. When is the next Garden Railway video? He's probably too busy, because I know he has moved house, and New Junction itself has expanded, got its own premises. There's probably a lot of effort going on that. Awesome Brick says TT. Does that stand for Top Toast?
Yes. Yes, it does.
If anybody's wondering where the Toaster Twins are, they're having a night out in Bredbury. They've gone to visit the bakery there.
They told me they were going to Sandwich.
Oh, no.
I bet they're partying. I bet they're partying with Gandalf tonight, and they didn't want us to go along.
The problem is,
their style.
If they're going down to Sandwich, they always call in at Toaster on the way. Because Gronksy likes to get his mum to clean out his bread tray, put his laundry through.
My goodness, the law that we have got for these guys. Oh, that's a good point. Richard Swiderski says, any news, Jenny?
Yes, there is. Right.
left.
In the news, so I think it's Revolution. I want to say Cavalex, or was it Cavalex announced the new Class 47, which I think is a very daring release. Because
why is it daring?
Because there's already what I think a lot of people think is a reasonable model from Bachmann on the market that has been improved over time. And you've got to remember there's going to be a lot of second-hand models in the market, swirling around, saturating the market.
Right, yes.
But then also the Hellion model, which, Richard Good says, Class 47 looks the best I've seen. Yeah, don't doubt it. It was a bit like the Bachmann 08, insofar as, I'm sure it'll sell, but it's very daring nonetheless to bring in a new model into a market that already has the old ones. From Bachmann's point of view with the 08, they're replacing their existing model. So I'm guessing that the tooling reaches a point where it wears out, so they've got to replace the tooling anyway. Why not retool it? But if you're coming in fresh, then it is quite a daring thing. Timbersurf says, ignoring all the transport of locos to the site, 40,000 tickets sold at £30 equals 1.2 million. Alstom is a commercial concern, and I can't imagine they have made a loss. I wonder who gets to share the profit. I suspect it's very expensive to put on an event like that. So what you'll remember is they've got a lot of staff that have got to be there, both in terms of running the event, but also security still has to be in place.
Insurance wasn't cheap.
Insurance, but like you say, I think you're probably looking at very little change out of 5, 6, 7, 8,000 or even more to bring in each locomotive in each direction. So double that for each locomotive. There's a lot of expenses.
And they've made a profit, but it won't be as big as we think.
And I think, I suspect that they've covered their costs, but I doubt that they've made big money. I suspect that they're seeing this in terms of the PR aspect and the bigger scheme of things. It's, from a PR point of view, this is something that money can't buy. And I think they'll be happy to just about break even. There may be a small profit.
I think there will be a profit.
But I don't think it's as big as people think.
No.
1.2 million might be the book figure of what's been brought in through ticket sales. And I don't know whether there was sponsorship, but there may be sponsorship as well. But there will be a huge amount of cost involved in putting that all on. Timbersurf says the vast majority of locos are modern, so would be cheap to come on the rails, but not all of them do come on the rails, and there is still a cost in bringing them in on the rails. Simon A.C. Martin says, thanks for having me on, Jen, much appreciated. Great to hear you.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely, it's been always amazing, always great to have you on as a guest, and one of these days we will get you on in person. But for now, it's been absolutely amazing having you on tonight. Peachy TT120 says, I'm working now on TT120 customizations for my TMC Masters. Whoosh, whoosh. Come on, Peachy, nose to the grindstone. What do you mean you want more gruel? Actually, no, it's not like that. It's a lovely place to work. It's a really, really great location. Poor Peachy, who never does no one harm. Oh, please, sir.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy. Go along and tell him that we sent you, and then run away.
And actually, Andrew Bettis does make a good point. So the sales would have VAT on them. So that's £200,000 straight to the taxman straight away.
Oh my goodness!
So there you are. They're down to £1 million even before they started looking into the costs. Although, in fairness, do you only pay VAT? I don't know, how does it work? Do you pay?
Why are you asking me?
I think you pay VAT on the sales before you get into profit and loss.
Oh yeah, the taxman takes
his cut. Yeah. Ben Davis is Jennifer. See, we've got Autumn 2025 Bachmann Europe British Railway announcements this weekend, 6th of August.
It's Wednesday, not weekend.
Wednesday, yeah. I think all of your picks there are good ones. Drummond T14, LSWR Uri G16 or H16, and would love to see the Z class as well. Yeah, well, we've already had in the news the J71. Now, I must talk about this. I'm just going to change the angle there. The J71 is something that I've said time and time again, and this is where we've had tooling suites like, for example, the J26, J27, more on the J26 in a moment from Oxford Rail, being able to make your tooling suite able to make multiple different similar classes, a Cura scale as well with the buck jumpers, J67, 68 and 69. I've always gone on record as saying it was a great shame when Bachmann retooled the J72 that they didn't also make the tooling suite able to make the J71. And I have said over and over again, this is like, yeah, Gandalf, you can smirk at me all you like. I said, well, this is like, well, nobody will ever do a J71, blah, blah, blah. Somebody at Bachmann must have been laughing every time I said that, going, ha ha ha, egg on your face.
Looks like you don't know.
So there, look at that. What a wally I was. But I must
I'm glad you could admit it.
Yeah, the J71, really pleased to see this. And it's interesting that, they said that the tooling owes nothing to the J72, even though outwardly, I think the main difference is between the two locomotives was the wheel diameter and the cylinder diameter, I think, were the two main differences. And with inside cylinders on a model, you're never going to see them. So really, it's just the wheel diameters. But they've tooled up from scratch for this a lot of different detail options to represent. I think there was 110 of them, or I'm probably getting confused with the J6. I've been looking into the J6 a lot at the moment, and arguably they're the more useful locomotive. Now the J72 tended to be used for shunting in goods yards and station pilots, whereas the J71 was the true maid of all areas on the North Eastern Railway system, so would have run branch line trains and got far and wide. So in the grand scheme of things, the J71, from a modeller's perspective, being prototypically accurate, is the locomotive that is of much more value. However, the J72 got made because there's a preserved example. There's no preserved J71s. So Bachmann have righted what once went wrong. But actually, no, this is something that I'm really, really pleased to see. I'm so glad that I was talking out of my bottom in a way. And they've known this for years, because it takes years to bring these things to market. So I'm so glad I could provide just a little bit of YouTuber egg on face amusement to Bachmann.
I always find that regarding how long it takes to bring these to market, the silly comments that you see every now and again, like, oh, they're copying X, Y, Z.
No, they're not. They've been working on it for like 3-4 years.
Yep.
57305 Northern Princess says all profits from the greatest gathering will be split between 5 charities chosen by Railway 200. So,
that's wonderful.
I don't think, and anybody worrying about Ulster making money, which it turns out they're not, they're giving any profits to charity. I think, that's the wrong end of the stick. At the end of the day, why shouldn't a commercial organisation be in the business of making money?
Why shouldn't people make a bid so that they are encouraged to do this again?
No, it's great that they're giving it any profits to charity anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much. But it will be expensive
to put on.
Griffey says, "Hey up, me ducks. Sorry, I'm late. Gandalf, come on, stop looking, stop laughing at me, and get to you. You've got a job here,
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to."
Thanks, Gandalf. Dave Scott Railway says, if there are any tickets left, Hitachi in Newton Aycliffe have an open day at the beginning of October. That would be great. James Pett says, imagine that, Jenny will have been very happy to have been proven wrong on this. Yeah. And it means that we now have examples of J67, 68, 69, 70, 71 and 72. This is great news for ready-to-run models. Now, also, in terms of great news for ready-to-run models from the LNER stable, J26 from Oxford Rail is due within this week. So really looking forward to that as well. It's been a long time in coming because whilst it was being worked on, the tooling suite for the J27 was designed to also be able to make the J26 at the time, due to various circumstances with Scott Rhodes leaving Oxford Rail, and then their purchase of Oxford Diecast, which included Oxford Rail, by Hornby. Everything got put on hiatus for quite some time, but now they're back, baby, and the J26 looks amazing. Now, I have been talking to Oxford Rail on this front, so what they've said is initial releases will be, I do know that it's the L&ER liveried version is coming first, which is the catalogue number ending in 001. That is definitely due this week. I think the first of the 2 BR liveries as well may be coming. Watch this space, don't trust me, because I know nothing. I learned the English from the book. But the Northeastern Railway livery, I do know that is coming in September, so next month. So no doubt they've been made in at least 2 batches at the factory. Common practice, we're seeing it with the Bachmann 08s. And I think it's great because for people like me who really want the Northeastern Railway one, but also want stuff like the BR ones, it does spread out payments. So really looking forward to that.
Speaking of batches, when's Ivor coming?
I don't know. Somebody said did they see a Class 42 Western in Bachmann's cabinet at the Greatest Gathering.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I'm not sure, but I don't know if you're possibly getting mistaken with Hellion was showing off their samples for the all-new tooled Class 42. So I've seen a lot of photos of that. And Michael Sarsfield says there's a good 009 layout in Model Rail by Cliff Thomas, who did the book on the Quarry Hunsler. Also, other narrow gauge ones. Excellent. Also, I should say, look out for Hornby magazine this coming month. The newest issue, I think they said it's something like, is it the first or the second Thursday of the month? The new issue is out, and in that it will feature Minith Tattoos Newith. So look out for that as your chance to see Minith Tattoos Newith like you've never seen it before, with Jonathan Newton's incredible photographs.
Yes.
Which really do look special. So get yourself a copy of Hornby magazine this month. You will not be disappointed. Also, a quick call for, if you haven't tickled that like button, then do tickle it. It's a great way of helping the algorithm. Yes, funky rhythm. And all hail the YouTube algorithm, which is helped by liking, sharing, and if you haven't already done so, subscribing to the channel. JL Railway says, Ivor won't be till next year, I was told when I phoned Rapido. And also, can I say, Gary B, I just spotted you creeping in. Where's my stick of old? Oh, there it is.
Oh my goodness.
Gary B, come on.
Stop hitting me! Stop hitting me! I'll drop my biscuit.
Yeah. Right.
A Monday club hour is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Markle Sarsfield says Oxford Rail will have them at Swansea.
Cool.
So really looking, and the J26 has been one I've been looking forward for quite a few years.
Q126.
Yeah. So thank you, Claude Hamilton. So and it'll go quickly. Trust me, it'll go quickly.
Not quickly enough. I want to play with Ivor. He wasn't allowed when we were at Rapido because Jenny was there.
I'm going to change the angle.
Why?
Because I haven't changed it enough. PGTT120 says Jonathan photographed Camelot at the Settlers show. I can't wait to see what he's done. You will not be disappointed, my friend.
He's a good egg, that one.
And PGTT120, when are you coming back on as a guest? Because you can represent your new overlords now. You can come on and talk all things TMC, and of course a huge thank you to TMC who helped keep the lights on. One thing I am saying is do go and check out their bargains. They've got plenty of flash. My top picks remain.
It's the heat and the fact that Microsoft have overloaded the computer with a buttload of updates that do nothing but slow this down.
Yeah. Yes, RG Models 86, Camelot. It's only a model. Shh. What was that? I've lost the plot now.
You never had the plot.
And also Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says, don't forget Richard Brighton has changed jobs too. So yes, Richard Brighton is leaving DCC Concepts. He has been an absolute pillar of that establishment, but don't worry, he's not leaving the industry. He's gone to work at Rails of Sheffield, and those people who know Richard Brighton quite well. One of the reasons for this move is because he lives in Sheffield.
That's a hell of a
and
commute.
he's been staying in Sheffield for 4 nights a week, and that is really hard work. So you can imagine. I think he's been there about 8-9 years or something.
We're not doing vigils tonight. We can't. The moment I try to load up the stuff.
Oh. Tim Maslin says, "Oh, Jenny, I owe you thanks." Oh, you're welcome. Your advice was put to good use. My father-in-law picked up an A4 Mallard 80th anniversary edition for just over £200 DCC fitted from Top Trains in Stafford.
Nice.
Boom! So, excellent. Yeah, DJ K666 says, I thought Richard was Mr. DCC Concepts. Kind of, yeah.
For a large amount of people, it probably was.
He was very much the public face.
Yeah.
But no, he's going to Rails, so you'll still see him in the industry. But he lives, actually, technically, it's a nice brisk walking distance from the Rails of Sheffield shop. So it has to be said that for a very, very long time, I'm amazed he hasn't switched sooner for family reasons, wanting to be with family. His family live in Sheffield. His house is in Sheffield. And I believe he wishes to spend more time with family, so you can't really begrudge that. Richard Gruter says, oh, come on, everybody. Get ready for dad joke of the evening. I'm leaving my job at the keyboard factory. Sacked as I didn't put in enough shifts. DJ K666 says, I'm planning a Rails visit soon since I've got my new car now. Excellent. Griffey says, I'm still gutted about my Gronk. Oh, what happened to your Gronk?
Did you not get one from the new...
we did say in the video, they are sold out to pre-order. There were a few examples left, but you had to take pot luck if you followed the affiliate link to TMC off my Gronk video. But there are still versions forthcoming. You may find that some of the later releases may still be available, but you need to get in quick. Apparently Every lost it. Oh.
What?
Every lost it.
Someone stole it, you mean?
Well, it may still turn up, but it may be in a hedge somewhere up the road.
Reminds me of the saga of my McDonald's on Saturday night.
Oh, everybody sit back for the saga of the McDonald's.
You wouldn't believe this, guys.
No, they wouldn't. Right, anyway.
I had to starve myself because of a stomach bug.
Oh, yeah.
And all that was keeping me going was the thought that at the end of it, I'd be able to order a takeaway and I'd feel a bit better. So I got through 21 hours of starvation and ordered my McDonald's. And I watched it as it went from near my house to the next town, parked up for a little bit, and then drove slowly round the back of my house.
Right.
At which point, the guy that was delivering it phoned me up and said he couldn't find my house. Was I sure I'd given the right address?
Yeah,
so
it wasn't even on the right road, can I just say? It's a completely different road. It's like, well, if you go round to the road that the address is...
Oh, he couldn't do that.
No,
He couldn't understand.
My sat-nav said to turn left into a river, so I did.
Absolutely couldn't understand. Come round the front of the house. You're next to where I am. So I had to go outside and shout for him until he could work out where I was. And then when he came round, he only had half my order.
Do you think when he parked up he'd eaten your chips and your apple pie?
No, it was sealed. The bag was sealed.
Yeah.
The place that had cooked it up hadn't bothered putting half of my stuff in.
Okay. Anyway, thank you.
So that's the saga.
Thank you for the saga. That Luckland Griffey says they got a refund. Week overdue now, and PayPal and eBay refunded them. But of course, if it's sold out everywhere, that's not really much consolation.
No, you're not getting your thing then, are
Tim
you?
Maslin says, I'm waiting for the new Class 09 from Backman. Absolutely. First time in 00 that either Backman or Hornby have offered an 09 in rail blue. And yes, it was cold, Mora King. Very cold.
Damn right it was cold.
Yeah, you did get a refund, though.
Half of my
Tom
money
Marshall, Buggle Skelly Station said, did somebody say just shit? So, anywho, right, other news. What other news? I think we've covered the Oxford Rail, J26, really excited about that. But in terms of, that was what it was. I was doing a little name check for our sponsor and you interrupted me. So, top picks from Jenny, from TMC, the Model Centre, HM7000 TXS sound decoders, next 18, they were doing for about £34.50, 51% off. That's better than half price. Well worth it. You can get next 18 to other connector adapters, so don't despair. You can easily put that in most 21-pin locomotives with an adapter. Your mileage may vary on other ones, or you can actually, there are solder tabs on the decoder board. It is possible to hardwire it, and for £34.50, I think it was, for a sound decoder, you cannot be robbed. As the saying goes, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And on top of that, don't forget that their G5 models, some of those livery options, really are incredible value. £107.99 for at least one of the BR liveried versions. You cannot be robbed of that. Believe me, you will not see that kind of a locomotive anytime again in the future at that sort of price. So there you go. And if you do visit them in person at their shop, or you see them at a show going forward, don't forget to use your Monday Club badge for that extra 5% discount. Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase is honestly seeing Laurie's Ruston 48 at the greatest gathering was awesome to see. It's a cute locomotive. Yes, Laurie was there. I believe that the bromance was made whole again as Tom Marshall and Laurie, they love each other really, yes. Were on hand for photographs in front of the Ruston. Anthony says TMC and Rails have had some fantastic sales in TT120 in the last week. Yes, you're absolutely right. The train pack deal actually from TMC.
I was very impressed.
I think they got two different ones. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's it's 5 coaches plus either a Princess Coronation, or I think the other one might be an A4 Silver King, for less than £200 is an amazing deal. Timber Surf says, catch you all later. Ciao for now. Look, you take great care of yourself.
Thanks for coming
Always
along,
great
dude.
to have you on board. And don't forget, everybody, check out the Timber Surf range of 3D printed accessories. We did do a video on those quite some time ago now, but some great results from some great products, so do check them out. RG Models 86 says, since McDonald's started using paper straw milkshakes are next to impossible to drink.
I disagree there. I've never had a problem.
Just eat it with a spoon. Imagine it as being a slightly melty ice cream.
I have never had a problem with the paper straws.
Flymo Chairman 1 says, glad you met Simon. He was a bit miffed as to where it's placed, but many folks were looking for it. The Black Class 11 and Class 08 were well turned out. Absolutely, yeah, there was a lot of Gronks on offer.
Hold it back, base.
So, this is a Model U figures. These are in O gauge. This is the Loco Crew. I can't actually remember which locomotive they're for, but these were sent over by Model U. And the Cupboard Monkey is painted. They look completely blue, like you've sprayed them over in blue in this light.
Well, you told me not to make them look like they were in denim, so I've made it look like a shiny overall style. So,
but they have got like shirts and stuff. That camera is not doing them justice, but believe me, they do look good. DJK666 says, try putting 3 or 4 straws in your Coke. It's like a jet stream into your mouth. Are you mainlining Coke through straw? Oh, wait a minute, that's not what I meant. Yes, algorithm, that's not what I meant. We're
talking about the cola.
Yes, the cola. But hey, there is going to be news on the Monday Club Wagon front. So do look out for this. We're having a test of another gauge, not a different scale. We're still in 00, but we're going to be commissioning an 009 model and seeing just how well they do. I know we talked about doing a Kickstarter. We will still do that for TT120 and N gauge. But we're going to test the. I'm probably a complete wally for this, and I'll end up with boxes and boxes of 009 models under my bed. But the O gauge one. Where is it? Oh yeah, the O gauge one. That is actually, if you want an O gauge Monday Club Wagon, I have a single one left. So I think the next show, it's either the Shildon show or it's Gets. I can't remember which one. First come, first served for a Monday Club.
Because it's literally the last one, isn't it?
This is the last one. And I do have a single Minith Tattoos Quarries Rec Tank. Again, first come, first served. See me in person. I'm not posting it out because I'm lazy.
Also, we can't guarantee that I'll get there in one piece.
Yeah, as Griffey's found, sometimes just because it went into the system doesn't mean it'll come out the other end.
Yeah, it's not like the badges where I can pretty much just go to the post office and make sure they get there.
Oh my word. Tom Marshall Buggle Skelly Station says the show was great. The only issues being lack of women's toilet facilities. What? None at all?
Oh my god.
No sanitary bins at all, and the model railway section was far too small and cramped. It needed much more space between them.
Oh man.
That is a massive oversight, I must admit, because obviously there was a lot of families going there, which means a lot of women going there.
Not just that. Imagine this. You've got a family. And one of the kids needs to go to the toilet. So that's two people going into one toilet because the parent has to go with them.
Yeah.
So, if it's a women's toilet and there's only a few, mum's normally the one that takes the kid to the toilet.
Yeah.
Now you've got two people in there at once and it's going to take longer. So you've got a queue, which means that every single time a parent takes a kid to the toilet, that's a bigger delay. And if you've only got limited amounts of space, guess which one's going to get delayed?
Yeah. JL Railways, Gets. You'll have to look it up. I don't know off the top of my head. But I think it's October. I don't know. I'm all booked for Gets. Woohoo, says the Growler Backward Engage there.
We've got to book our...
Staying in that posh hotel. Well, we need to book our hotel. We'll do that. If not tonight, then definitely tomorrow.
I'll see if I can get us in the Hilton.
Griffey says, I really miss lime milkshake. I have just realised my life is empty without it. Never had that. Where did you get that from?
I've never had lime milkshake. A citrus milkshake. Wouldn't it curdle?
Well, I don't think it's got citric acid in.
Wow.
Shildon show is before Gets, says Dave Scott Rowers. Oh. Get your Monday Club badges while stocks last. Flymo Chairman 1 says, yes, excellent, that is the link.
I actually don't know how many's left.
There are enough that if you buy them tonight, you're probably going to get them, unless you go and go, I want 100 of your fabulous badges.
If you order 100, I can guarantee we've run out. Because I think we're about halfway through. I don't expect them to go as quick as the last ones.
Simon Train's Mother Rower Showcases, I'm staying in a posh hotel at Gets, a travel lodge.
At this rate, we're sleeping in our car.
Cottage cheese shake, says Raymond Eggs. Oh, that'd be horrible, wouldn't it? Valleys 56XX says, until the mid-2000s, there was a Labour club in Cardiff that had no ladies' loos. Wouldn't that actually be in breach of some legislation?
Until the early 2000s, there was a Conservative club in Bolton that didn't have any ladies' members.
I thought it was a private members club. That was actually allowed.
It's not.
Oh, apparently it wasn't. Did they get sued by any chance?
Yes.
Tom Marshall Buckle Skelly Station says, I'm in the posh travel lodge too, getting drunk with the model rail replacement podcast crew all weekend. Oh, as I always say,
that sounds good.
Put my name in the hat. I'm always open if they want to invite me on.
If one of those guys wants to get in touch with us to come on the show, that would be great too. We're always happy to.
Oh yes, definitely.
Bring in different points of view and all sorts.
Krista Duke says the lack of ladies' toilets was evident at the Bournemouth Air Show. By the end of the day, they'd become genderless. You pick the loo with the least queue, and also with the minimum amount of stuff on the show.
Remember that time we went to the world record event for the Volvos?
Huh?
We almost broke 2 world records. Most Volvos and most people queuing for the single working toilet.
Yes, you moderated your liquid intake. Oh, wow. Awesome Brick says the cafe at Burnley bus station used to do lime milkshakes.
Wow.
We're going to have to hunt these out. Michael Sarsfield says 13th and 14th of September is the Swansea show. Tanith Velicra says P is gender fluid.
That is,
what are you like?
That is bad.
Oh, it's the tumble of clowns. Wow. Whoa. What? Oh, there's always a straggler, isn't there? So there we go. Tumble of Clowns is back, and Tim Maslin says, "Bought one of your badges, Jenny." Yay! Aaronville says, "Jenny and Zoe at Getz will you be on the TMC stand on Saturday, the 11th of October? Will there be a YouTubers meet? Keep a Monday Club Crimson and Yellow one for me, please." There are a few Crimson ones knocking about.
Here's the thing. I believe, Jen, you are actually exhibiting at Getz.
Yes, we will actually be on Minith Tattoos Newith, which will be on display at Getz. So we'll be at the Potato Mountain, and that is where we'll have a YouTube meetup at
Although, to be
1
fair,
o'clock in the afternoon, both Saturday and Sunday, at the mountain.
Can I just say one thing?
Nope.
Usually Timber Surf organises one that's either in or near the bar at Getz, which is usually a good place to get a table, but he had already left tonight, so we can't confirm.
Yes, well, tentatively 1 o'clock at the Potato Mountain.
What's up?
RG Models 86 says if you want to make a waterbed more bouncy, fill it with spring water. Okay.
That is so bad.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right. Yeah, Raymond Legs, that is very important as well, but don't dehydrate yourself to stay at the event. It's not worth
good grief, no.
No, but obviously don't sit there going, "I shall now chug a 6-pack of energy drinks."
No, never chug a 6-pack of energy. Tom Marshall at Booker Station says, "There's a bar. I've never been to Getz for standing here." There is a bar. It's pricey, but there is a bar.
Right. Can I just warn you, though, in some years, the room that the bar is in is actually used for exhibits. So it may not be a bar per se.
No, there's a main bar in at Getz.
Oh, yeah,
There's a main
actually,
bar.
in the... Oh, yeah, you're right, there is. Right, forget me. I'm just talking poo-poo.
I'm usually one that sees it because I get Jen copies from it and also a Guinness.
Oh, yes, and the Hornby Hobbies and the One-to-One Collection Open Weekend is this week. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go. We did get an invite, and a huge thank you to Hornby for inviting us, but it is definitely another event well worth doing. The One-to-One Collection is not often open. It is by ticket only, so you need to buy a ticket. You can't just rock up. Zantek, unfortunately, we're not doing viewer content
I'm
tonight.
going to try again. I don't think it's going to work.
Chug-a-dug-dug, so...
It was, so I'm going to try it again, but I don't think it's going to work.
Robert Nisbet says, a question for Jenny. Why did Volvo stop putting straight backs on their estates? I don't know. No, unfortunately, Tim Maslin, the badges are only to be used for in-person orders.
In-person
Otherwise, anybody can just use a picture of a badge or say they've got one. The whole point of the badge scheme is to encourage in-person shopping. The reason being that when you actually go in person to a show, browsing the trade or go to a shop, you tend to buy a lot more of the little bits and pieces than you would when you're shopping mail order. We need to encourage people to use it or lose it. Your retailers are a valuable commodity. Get yourself out there and keep them alive by using them.
Not just that, but it's a secondary thing. If people see people going into a shop, they're more likely to go into the shop. It encourages other people to go, oh, actually it's okay to go into those shops. They're not just for nerds. A person that looks just like me's gone in, I must be okay. There's a certain barrier that we have to try and get past, which I was talking about earlier with the idea of the nerdy train spotter. We don't look like that. People in this hobby are normal people.
Yeah, when you see
we want people to realise that it's okay to be part of this hobby.
Yeah, and thank you, FlyMochM1 has shared the link, and we should add to that, Freising Hall models as well are in the scheme, but I don't think they're on the website yet.
Because they didn't send me the information.
Shh. Anthony says, Jenny, YouTube challenge with Peachy, Iron Horse, Tom and Laurie. Rematch needs to happen.
We would love a rematch.
We would love that. We would be perfectly open to that. I think that would be great. Whether it will happen, honestly, I don't know. But we can but ask. DJ K666 says, I'll be in Rill next week, and I know there's a model shop there. Is that Hippo Hobbies? I've a dim and distant memory of it being Hippo Hobbies, but I'm not sure on that front. James Pets, it is normal to be abnormal.
Okay, we're going to try our first one for tonight. Let's see if this works. Can you read that out? Because I've got eye strain from painting these things.
Hi, Jenny and Zoe, says Richard Swiderski. A video for the Monday Clubbers featuring 46115 Scots Guardsman, passing Hertford Station in Cheshire on the 7th of July 2025, heading home to Carnforth Steamtown from Kidderminster Severn Valley Railway. So we're going to try this. Tom Marshall, Buckle Skelly Station, says a rematch won't happen in my opinion, as much as I'd love to give you a chance to take me on again. Oh, I'm sorry, do you not want to come and see the underside of my modelling table? We was robbed.
We was robbed. Now, I'm not saying we were robbed because I wasn't involved, I just filmed.
You were involved, you were the film crew.
Richard Sudetsky. You don't listen to a word I say, do you? I wasn't involved, I just filmed.
Yes. Which meant you were involved as the film crew.
Look at that. Look at the movement on those trees. That animation is amazing.
Hold on,
it really is so good, man.
There we go. Stop it! Stop it! It was mildly amusing only the first time.
Everyone else has said it looks real and you're not prodding them.
There we are. I'm prodding you all you people who are saying it looks real. Look at you. Prepare to be prodded. If we were in 3D,
interesting different
that finger would be coming out of your screen and prodding you.
For those of you watching in 3D, how did you manage that?
Oh, look, that steam locomotive's pushing that smelly diesel because it's broken. There we go. Yes, James Pett says it was mildly amusing the first time. In 2021!
Thank you for agreeing.
Yeah, PN trains. Yeah, 24 hours means 24 hours. Yeah, okay.
I did find that hilarious.
The thing was, everything that they did that night, using products that they just scrounged from the hall, which is like, I thought it was supposed to be promoting the products that TMC saw. We did all that they accomplished in many hours of making papier-mâché from elephant roll in 3 minutes with one single roll of $4.99 mod rock.
But like Laurie said when you talked to him, that would have meant taking something else off the model.
It was $4.99.
It was too much. Thank you so much, Richard Tversky, for sending that in. That's lovely. It seemed to go okay over. So let's hope this works.
Cymru Rail says, hope you're both well. So sorry I missed this evening's stream. Come on, Gandalf. Come on.
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Right, the camera...
Yeah, you've broken the camera. I already had it worked out and you had to press the buttons anyway. Like a
Zantex says, last time I had a model smoke like that, it stopped soon after. You don't want to let the magic smoke out.
Oh, good grief,
you really don't want to let the magic smoke out.
Magic smoke.
Tom Marshall
point.
Buggle Skelly Station says, would you like a packet of pork scratchings with that bitter, Jen? I quite like pork scratchings, yes. Yes, you can bring them with you when you come round here to eat. We do feed people beforehand, so hope you like humble pie.
As the photos from last week's show, I do tend to put on a good spread.
Yeah.
Because, well, can I just point this out? That being English, the generosity of my table must not be in question.
Yeah, actually, Peachy TT120 says, to be honest, I couldn't work out what Tom and Laurie actually spent the rest of the money on. I must admit, it puzzled us as well. Oh dear.
So the next video is from Blackwood Engaged Layout. We've got a message saying it's seen quite a lot of progress on the side of the layout that is being remodelled. The running session on the link, which is at 5 minutes worth and starts at 13 minutes in, shows a number of new features, including the rock cutting.
Ooh.
So we're going to start at 13:13, but this is a long video, so we will, of course, put the link into the chat.
I really look forward to this.
Please,
I mean, it's like...
Please do check it out.
I mean, it's... right, I'm going to...
Go for it. Here we go.
Forever.
Da-da-da-da.
This is N-Gauge, but look at that. If you
it.
weren't told it was N-Gauge, you'd actually struggle to realise the detail is fabulous. And that's a lovely skew bridge. And that's a lovely bridge as well. I love bridges.
This is fantastic.
I think model bridges it's a great modelling exercise. And it's done so well on this
vertical
layout.
interest. I love it.
Yeah. And look at all this
these are
overhead
lovely.
line equipment. This is N-Gauge, people. N-Gauge. Look at how amazing it is.
Those rocks are fantastic.
Yeah, and it's nice to actually see some other areas of the layout. So this is great.
Really lovely.
Yeah,
So-
Rubes' Trains and Travels. This is an amazing layout. Tom Marshall Buggle Skelly Station says it was spent on Model U crows and rabbits that nobody could see.
Oh, yeah, it's easy.
Rookie mistake.
Oh, I like the
your
way the
back
backseat
seat.
blends in.
Mm.
That is nice industrial stuff in the background, giving you a
This
range
is
of views.
N-Gauge.
You
This
can get
is...
so much in Engage these days.
But look, the level of detail shows you don't have to compromise detail.
Oh my goodness, the way the backseat just blends in, that is superb.
Oh, yeah, Kane Hood says, I saw a post of a guy who stole from one of the vendors at the Great Gathering.
Yes.
Actually from KMRC, Kerno Model Rail Society. Hope it goes viral and the guy gets caught. I understand that the British Transport Police are now aware of this
Don't mess about,
scumbag.
by the way.
And
They
what we
do
ha-
not mess about.
So they are on the case, and also, I mean, somebody's got to recognise that scumbag. So we need to make them unwelcome at any railway-related event. We need to get this scum out of our hobby. We don't want scumbags in our hobby, yeah?
We don't want thieves around in our
Yeah,
hobby.
we don't want thieves and we don't want nasty pieces of work. So,
Yeah.
if it's on the best one to share is actually on the Jenny Kirk Facebook page, because that is publicly accessible. If you share the Monday Club one, it'll only show up to anybody else who's a member of the Monday Club. But if you share the Jennifer Kirk page one, that is publicly accessible, so it will show up to everybody. Hopefully they will track them down from tickets.
Raymond Lake says, I almost went full Engage. However, European N scale is harder to find and is much more expensive than HO even used. Yes and no. I will agree that a lot of it's more expensive. However, TMC's rummage area, if you look around their website, and Ellis Clark's rummage boxes at shows are excellent for finding European N-Gauge stuff. My German and American stuff all comes from rummage sales and second-hand. It's the best place to go.
Simon Train's Muller Railway Showcase says, sadly, I encountered a nasty piece of work at the Greatest Gathering. I just told him to leave me alone and walked. What happened?
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
That's
Raymond lives in the USA. I'm sorry. I don't know then, guy.
No. Simon Train's Mother Road Showcase, different comment. But
I'm talking to Raymond.
Plymouth North Road Station. It is on the Monday Club. The picture Kerno Model Rail Centre has shared as well. It's probably actually the best place to share from. Raymond Legg says, thieves made one vendor basically leave at my local NMRA show, and he had European stuff. That was in the
Unfortunately-
USA.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is what eventually happens.
Mm.
You get pushed out because you can't
Yeah,
make a
yeah,
profit
yeah.
when people are just stealing your stuff.
But that's, I mean, and same for trolls as well. We should call out trolls.
Absolutely, we should call it trolls.
They
This
should
is-
not be welcome in our society.
This is why I've really considered bringing a call-out section into
What you mean,
the show.
like douchebag of the day?
Yeah, I'm absolutely 100% serious about this. I know I joke a lot, but trolls are not welcome. So if we see people literally just coming in to cause trouble or to try and put someone down for no good reason, then we should call it out.
Oh, you mean like that Kevin Sydenham idiot?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
always targeting you.
Yeah,
I
he
never
was.
got that. Did he fancy you or something?
I probably did. Probably did. What a saddo. Anyway, so the train thief is on Facebook as well, says Ham Shackleton.
Excellent.
Yeah,
let's find
it's
this
being
guy.
shared far and wide, and hope somebody must recognise them. Apparently, they stole a sound-fitted N-gauge thing.
So not just a standard trade, he went for the most expensive.
Well, yeah.
dear.
But what happened with... There was a model shop that shared a CCTV of somebody who stole
did they
something.
ever find that guy?
Does anybody know? Did they ever find that guy? I don't know if anybody remembers from quite some time ago now. The model shop that had something stolen. That people came in, and when the owner went in the back to get something, they then stole something off the counter. I don't. Was that actually that person actually identified?
I don't remember seeing any follow-up on
Smith's
that.
Models says RG6
Yeah.
Models 86.
I'll look them up while you
yeah,
read out
I'm
this
just
next one.
curious if that actually. Yeah, Ham Shackleton. I knew what you meant. I think other people might have got the wrong end of the stick on that.
Yeah, the thief is not identifying himself.
Yeah, Smith's Models was the shop. Says Jason Lego Railroader. RG Models 86 says yes, he brought the item back. But I mean, it's like at the end of the day, it's like that person needs to be banned from any other model shop, because if they've done it once, they'll do it again. And I feel quite strongly about this, just because they're like, oh, well, you caught me, there it is. It's like, no, there should be punishment, otherwise there's no incentive to not do it again if you think you can get away with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, their ears must have been burning, because that got shared far
Oh
and
yeah.
wide.
We don't like thieves in our hobby.
No, we do not.
So our next video is from Mike Lane TT120, and he says the Hornby TT120 hopping mad. 3 types of hoppers. This will be interesting. I think I've got one of these hoppers in TT. Could you press the button, please?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Hit the lever. Beep, beep. I do have one of these. I didn't buy more than one.
Well, the hopper. Oh, is this in TT120?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
and
do
those,
like
those look to be
TT120.
German wagons in the background there. And of course, they are the right scale, because TT120 is TT120.
Everywhere.
Whether you've got German, American, Austrian stuff. So they are
I like
exactly
that one in
the
the
same
front.
scale.
Oh,
I love the pond. Can I
yes.
just say, this is one of the favourite bits of this layout for me. Really great job on that.
You've done a superb job, mate.
Yeah,
This is so
RG
good.
Models 86, absolutely. Give an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah, and they won't give it back either.
Hmm.
This is really nice. What are those ones in the background? Those brown ones?
I think they're German. They're
They're
like,
really
that's
interesting.
German as well. Achtung! It's Das Wagen!
Das Wagen.
Das Wagen! There'll be German people in going, no, it isn't.
No. Yeah, there'll be German people getting in going, they're doing it again.
Yeah.
They're doing it again, mother.
Yeah.
Wow, the amount of...
Heinz, do we really sound like that?
No.
No.
There's so much track work going on here. This is
East
amazing.
German coal hopper, says David Newby.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
Valley's
that's-
56XX. I would agree with you. Thieves are only ever sorry that they've been caught.
Yes.
And frustrated Abe. Das Wagen!
They're really
Can
cool.
I just say...
I am really impressed with this.
Can I just say, Iron Horse Railways, who's quite ill at the moment, so do get well soon. He did some sound files onto ESU Lock Sound 5 to me, and I asked for a German Steam profile just to get some variety to my fleet, and what is written on there is Das Steam. Which I believe that is not what Steam is in German. I can't remember.
I thought you spoke German.
Yeah, not every single word. And I haven't actually spoken to a native German speaker for quite some time.
Because they asked you to stop.
You've got that one? That Gronk?
Yeah.
Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Hashtag not a cop.
Yes,
Oh, Dampf. Yes, Dampf. I should have remembered because I do have some German decoders from ESU, and the Steam profiles that came say Dampf locomotive.
Thank you so much, Mike. In fact, I'm pretty sure I got that specific that specific Gronk, because we had it in N-Gauge, thanks to Zantec. Big up to Zantec, thank you. And also, you've got it in double O. So we could have all three of them together.
Dampfloch. Dampfloch. So it'd be Das Dampf. Actually, I see right.
Dampfnudel.
The thing about German is that words are gendered, like very gendered, like very gendered. So they have three genders in German words. So it's either der Dampf, die Dampf, or das Dampf. So der would be, and they've got something like 16 words for the. I think it's 4, 8, 12.
Because
it's 16.
Is it on the end of left words? In Norwegian, it's on the end of words. It's n, or et.
Yes, there's
and
all.
The best part about Norwegian is that they're losing their gendered endings, so you can use whichever one you want.
I suspect over time gendered endings will disappear from most languages that have them because they're just a nuisance.
As we're getting more and more towards just having one language, a universal language.
Raymond Legg says D Dampflokomotiv. Because it's it's der die das die, den die das die. Des, des, dane, dame, dame, dane. It's been so long. Yeah, so DJ K666 says there's someone who's German in our club, so we could just ask him. I just remember there are 16 words for the in German because they've got they have a word for like the masculine, the feminine, the neuter, and the plural. But then they have those same four, but in nominative, accusative, genitive, and dative.
Yeah.
Now, in English, thankfully, the Normans came over and went, we are not messing about with this.
That's too complex for us.
So in 1066, all of that went out the window. Now, there are still examples. So
oxen.
Yes.
It still uses a weird ending.
That's plurals.
Yes.
We're not talking about plurals.
Here's the best part.
It's right. Can I just let me finish my point? Otherwise, I'll forget and get lost in the
blue screen.
Yes. So in English, the genitive is still there. That's possessive for like people who speak simple. So like possessive means like his or her book or whatever, and the apostrophe s thing. So the genitive still exists, and small snippets of dative still exist. So like with whom, with the m on the end, is dative. So there we are. Anyway.
And to James Pett's statement, can we get rid of gendered pronouns as well and just call everyone it? Funnily enough, English used to only have one gendered pronoun, and it was he. There's a reason why in English the whole of humanity can be called mankind. It's because it meant man and woman. So we actually got extras.
Can I just say, one of my pet hates is when they call people a chair, and it's like they're not an item of furniture.
The chair. I understand. They're talking about the office of the chairperson.
Yeah, but also I find
it's like calling them the crown.
I find chairperson an artificially clunky word because the person has a gender. So, and if you
And the meeting that they're at will have an agenda as well.
but to be grammatically correct, yes, going to the dogs. Okay, look. Oh, we went off on a tangent. We did. It's easy to do when you're autistic. It's like, oh, shiny, shiny.
Yep.
It's like somebody's dangling.
Look at the shiny, shiny. Look at the shiny,
Yeah,
shiny.
it's like somebody's dangling a piece of string with something shiny, and they go, "Ooh, come on!"
So here we go. Anyway.
Right.
We have a message from Mark Wilkes, also known as Zantec, who says, "Good evening, Monday Clubbers. Saw the rather smart Deadman's Lane double O gauge layout on display at the inaugural Settle Model Railway Festival."
Oh yes, that's Mick's layout. Mick,
Yes, it's based on a real location, surprisingly called
Derby.
Deadman's Lane in Derby.
Yes.
So I thought I'd film it. Yes, we had a nice conversation about this. I remember it, Zantec. So here we... Oops, pressed the wrong button. That's not what I wanted to do.
Let's go to the end.
No, let's go to the start. Beep,
And
beep. Here
go.
we go. So this is Deadman's Lane. And I remember Zantec actually showed me photos of the actual location. And I could
Does
see
it still exist?
Well, they existed for the photos. So I could actually see what they were building based on
Gronk it up! Gronk it up! Gronk it up! Hashtag not a cult for legal and tax purposes.
Yeah, this is Derby RTC. Yeah,
But does
Deadman's Lane it's
Derby
called.
RTC still exist?
I think so. We'll see it looking at photos and working out what would be behind what was visible in the lab.
Right,
It's really good to see it.
Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath, the 56 that we've currently got running on the outer line is actually a Hornby Class 56 in rail blue. It's 56047. It was released probably about 3 years ago, something like that. Oh, thank you so much, Andrew Bettis.
Thank you.
Very, very kindly sent $4.99 on the super chat. Says another good night. Thanks all. You're absolutely welcome.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much for helping to keep the lights on. But I mean, this is a great light, and also it was on the cover of last month's Hornby magazine.
Was it?
Yes.
Do you need another beverage?
I've still got a beverage of choice.
Okay. Antonell says it was a great layout.
Ooh,
Young man
power
doing a lot
shot.
of operations. Ooh,
Power
got
shot.
gold.
Yeah.
It
Power
was
shot.
a good one. Like I say, Zantec and I were sitting watching it for ages while I was doing the live stream. It was such a nice layout.
And it this was at the Greatest Gathering as well. That's quite a rail joint. Look
That
at
is
the
a-
wheels going thump, 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 thump.
Look how
thump,
long
thump,
this
thump, thump,
thing is. It's
thump,
gone
thump,
round
thump,
and round and round.
thump, 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 thump. Ba-bang, ba-bang.
Full of people round it. Oh yeah, this one was popular. Up on the stage, it was the big attraction.
It is very, but I mean, the modern scene doesn't really do anything for me, but you can still appreciate how
Good modelling.
good the modelling is.
That's it. Even if it's something that you don't model, you can appreciate it when it's done right.
Yeah, yeah. Kane Hood says, I'm an engineer who has autism, ASD, and if I tell anyone I have autism, ASD, I get treated like I can't tie my own shoes. I know, it is unfortunate, and it's like there's... I was having this chat with my dad a couple of days ago, and I said, the thing about autism
Thank you so much for
is,
sending that in.
I grew up in an era where I don't remember the word autism ever getting used.
Oh, it didn't.
Did
It didn't
it
get used.
actually exist back in the...
Everyone was called the same thing, and it began with R, and I'm not saying it.
Well, not necessarily, because obviously there's many different types of autism.
There are, but everyone got called the same slur.
No, but the thing was, no, I didn't. The thing
Did you
was,
not? Wow.
no, let me speak.
Go on,
because
you
I
speak.
hate being interrupted,
Okay.
and that's like one of my quotes. But the thing was that there were like two noticeable types of high functioning autism, I guess. Was you were either the quiet type who got really into things and like really intensive and so academically excelled. So like you think like today I will learn everything there is to know about the beech tree, and you would just kind of lap it up and find everything you could, and you were called gifted. And then there were the type who would like bounce off the walls and be like rah, 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 and they were called disruptive.
Yeah.
But actually, it's just different aspects of the same thing. And by the time I got to an age where I got peer reviewed, other autistic people went, so, how long have you known you were autistic? When did you get diagnosed? It's like, about now.
Yep.
And the thing is with me is that I'm of an age where a formal diagnosis, what's it going to change? And it's like, at the end of the day, it's nice to know because it explains a lot of things that happen to me and how I experience the world. But at the age that I am, it doesn't change anything. And I always find that with autism, you kind of play to your strengths. And I guess the type that I've got, you kind of, you're not oblivious to the fact. So you kind of think, well, I will use it as my secret superpower. And it's like, I know that I'm rubbish with relationships. I can't read body language, and I take things literally. So if you're sarcastic to me, I will take it literally until I work it out. I can't help it.
The amount of times I've had to tell you, no, Jen, it was a joke.
Yes, exactly that. But my secret superpower is being able to absorb information and just be really interested and really good at things. Not afraid to try things. And so I view it as kind of being my superpower. And I know I'll never be good at reading people or certain things. But then I also know that I have my superpower, and it means that I can do things like I can dismantle an engine and remember where all the bits go,
which is good because I can't.
Now, Andrew Bettis says Jenny sounds more like Asperger's than autism. I don't know. I've never been formally diagnosed. I've been peer reviewed by other autistic people.
Yes.
And thank you so much, Anthony. It's very kind of you to say, Jenny, you have many talents and superpowers. And James Pett says, my secret superpower is being able to absorb information. Says you could say that again. Yeah, it's one of those things.
I'm one of those that I can take a load of information super quick.
Oh, I like that.
Long as I'm interested.
Yeah, Plymouth North Road Station says one of the questions on a preliminary autism assessment is, do you like trains and numbers, planes, cars, etc.? I'm not sure if it's a diagnosis would help me now in 40 years. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm coming from. I know my dad's never been diagnosed, but we were chatting and comparing notes, and at the end of the day, it usually runs in a family, and it's like comparing notes. Oh yeah, I do that as well. Yeah. Worthington Model Railway says my superpower is I can make beer disappear. Yes, you take beer and you turn it into urine. Sarah Davis says I hear Asperger's and just giggle like the child I am. Yes, you do. Yes, and this was what my dad and I were talking about, Andrew Bettis. High functioning, Steve Jobs, Einstein, both had Asperger's syndrome. Exactly. And what we came to the conclusion is that without autistic people, society would not be as far advanced as it is, because they are the people who are able to come up with the radical new ideas and inventions that change the world that we live in.
It's like Apple's slogan, think different.
Yeah.
Right, guys. On that positive note, that is all we've got time for tonight.
And take care, you Harry. See you later.
So we're just going to have a quick word from our sponsors, and then we'll come back and say goodnight.
Yeah. But Mark Wilson says, I'm obsessed by details. It makes me very strange. I wouldn't say you're strange. I've met you a few times.
You're not strange, dude.
And it's a skill that I think a lot of people would look at and think that is just incredible.
Yeah,
but I'm being given the hurry up. There's a
from
shepherd's
our
crook.
sponsors.
Yes, we do. So we'll be right back after this word from our
messages.
sponsors. The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey. A big thank you to everybody and a huge thank you to TMC, the Model Centre.
Thank you
As
for
we
keeping
said
the lights
before,
on, dudes.
some hot deals at TMC, the Model Centre. You'll find a link down below to help you find them. But
And a link above as well, because we've got it on the screen.
but I don't think you can click that.
You can try. You weren't doing it.
Don't forget to hit that like button and consider sharing the stream to social media and subscribe if you've not already done so. Oh, sorry, I've got hiccups now.
Oh, I know.
So just quick recap on the news. We've got the J71 coming from Bachmann. Full autumn announcements coming up in next Wednesday. Really looking forward to those. Really interesting to think what they might be doing. So 3 days time, Z-Class keeps getting mentioned over and over and over.
Z-Class.
It's an 080 yard shunter from the Southern Railway.
Interesting.
Somebody's got to do that eventually. I do also wonder whether we're going to see a Class 04 diesel shunter from there. It must be coming from somebody. So really looking forward to that. J26 as well from Oxford Rail. First one's getting delivered this week. And thank you to JL Railways. Very kindly donated £2 on the Super Chats. It's a great show. Jen and Zoe, see you next week. Thank you so much. And of course, as we said before, remember, there's nothing to be ashamed of being on the autistic spectrum.
Absolutely
Treat
nothing.
it as your superpower, not as something that is holding you back. Play to your strengths and you'll never be disappointed and you will do well in life. As we said before, some of the greatest inventors and people who have moved human society on with their ways of looking at things differently. I'm thinking about people like Einstein, Isambard, Kingdom, Brunel. I suspect Isaac Newton, Leonardo da Vinci, definitely.
Isaac Newton spent an entire year alone in his house.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say he was probably on the spectrum. We're
So
all on the spectrum, that's why it's a spectrum.
it's your superpower. Never be ashamed of it. Use it to your advantage.
never be ashamed of who
So,
you are.
Game Hammer Classic Gaming. Are you doing a show tonight or not?
I am.
So, what have you got for us tonight on
Cooking Mama.
Cooking Mammy! Yes, I've been requesting it for weeks. So, your live streaming goodness will continue with the Game Hammer Classic Gaming. All request Monday night. You'll get a prompt at the end of this stream to move you straight on over. Just click the button and away you go.
Oh, that's a good reminder. I should probably put that in.
Did you find the thing for
I
the
found
Wii?
the power cable, so
Where-
I've been
where-
charging it up well
Where was it?
in my office.
Oh,
in
so
a
it was-
drawer.
Oh, so there you go. Your fault.
I'm
so there
still
we...
going to blame you.
No, I'm going to blame you.
I'm going to blame me too.
I'm going to blame you because and thank you so much to Gandalf, who has been helping latecomers.
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf, and thank you everybody who had a great time sharing some of your memories of the greatest gathering. And a thank you to Simon A.C. Martin, who was our guest via Facebook video. Of course, if you want to be a guest on the Monday Club, maybe you've got a YouTube channel and you want to be a part of Monday night's live stream, send an email to zoe.robinson@gmail.com with Monday Club Guest as the title and just let us know. Send us a link to your YouTube channel. We will try and get some people on who have smaller channels. We are all about inclusivity here. So we had Anthony on for a great look at his channel. It did really well, actually. He gained something like 20-25% of his subscribers within the space of a week after that.
But that is, of course, not what we're here for. We're all about seeing different perspectives from the community.
Absolutely. So there we go. Anyway, you take great care of yourself. I'm going to be adding some more people to YouTuber Corner. We've got a couple more painted. Actually, we got one from GMRC, from the Dr. Evil layout. We've got one of the presenters tied to a chair looking like he's somewhere. We've got the other guy doing the Dr. Evil.
I think he's already on the layout over by the haunted
he's
house.
somewhere. He might be over there. I don't
thought
know.
He was by the haunted house.
It's been so long, I can't remember where he's been put. But we'll put
well.
the guy on the chair. I forget his name.
Yeah,
He does Car SOS.
So we also did these ones, and I've tried to get a slightly shiny, slightly overall style.
Yeah, so these are from the Model U range. Check out the full range. Also,
and
check out the Monday Club badges.
I think this is Northumbria Painting.
Northumbria Painting Services. It's a white metal one, which, can I just say, perfect if you've got a very small locomotive where weight is at a premium. Use the white metal figures, just adds that little bit extra. But until next time, it's me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. It's been an absolute honour spending Monday night live with you guys.
The train now departing is the 2109 service to Boxton on File, stopping at Mineth Tatis, Tatis Newith, Mineth Tatis Newith. That unnamed layout that Jenny said had a name, but it turned out it didn't have a name, and she'd just been stringing us all along. Huckleton on the Hill, Grove Street Yard. Yes, we know it's got a new name, I can never remember it, so we're going to call it Grove Street Yard. Bumpton Trinity Road, Eindhoven, Pittsburgh, somehow. All change at 3 cocks for Lord Hereford's knob. Butts farting, and then on to Boxton on File. That was what we were talking about, yes. The 2109 sellers to Boxton on File.
Are you finished?
If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night.
Monday Club for everyone, so come on and join the fun. It's great to
join the fun and scratch your bum and say hello. I don't know. Good night.
Excuse me.
Say it, don't spray it. Beep, beep.
TARDIS near the turntable, yes. Oh, okay. Where did you put the other one, Zoe? Did you actually put it? Oh, you did. Did anybody spot it?
I don't think so.
So there you are, yes. I sneakily put the TARDIS next to the turntable where nobody would see it till now, thus rewarding all of you people who stayed to the end. And of course, you'll be prompted to go straight on over to All Request Monday Night Live on Gamehammer Classic Gaming shortly. We'll just wait for a word from the Cupboard Monkey, and then you'll get a prompt to head straight on over, and your live streaming goodness will continue.
I'll text you.
Actually, I think I'm going to put this driver figure, actually it's a fireman figure, he's going to go in Bertha, a lovely Bertha. So I'm going to very carefully lean on over, and he is going into Bertha. There we go. Bertha has a fireman. He's very slowly falling backwards. There we go. Bertha has a crew. Well, one of them. Woo! Yes, Malco Blues, the hand of God, but I was putting a crew member into lovely Bertha. People do keep asking me when a KR model's going to release it. I don't know. Ask KR Models. I don't work for them. But there is a newsletter. Apparently it's gone out, so I've been told. And in terms of delivery order for KR Models, 4DD is next due, I think it said something like the end of this month, beginning of next month. followed by Bellerophon and the Mica B will be out by the end of the year, and the Shay comes in between. That's what I've been told. Don't shoot the messenger. In terms of sounds, most of the sounds, what you're hearing is the Hornby HM7000 TXS decoder with the Class 56 profile that's in the Class 56 that's going round. So we're just getting word that the All Request Monday is going live. It's amazing how quick her computer boots up these days. So from all of us here at Weir Yard, Gandalf, the Toaster Twins, they're having a night out on the Raz, burning the midnight toast in Bredbury. But you guys take great care. Happy modelling. Bye for now.